on record now, John. So unfortunately, I can't swear anymore. No, I'm kidding. Radio. So let's start this against the one and only Red River Trapper. So two students of mine are playing against one another. Not the first occurrence, by the way. So how small the world is basically that's the testament there. And we have got the Sveshnikov.
Now, do you remember last time I played this, I got the move order wrong. So you remember I played knight c2 here. So
yes. So I don't know where you got this variation from, John, but EF is the line here, as is bishop d3. So these are the two choices you can make here.
Yeah.
And I am not saying that one is better than the other, but I'm curious to know where you got this from. Was it some...
This is from that book, that expert against
Yep. So I'm very delighted that you are following that. It requires a hefty amount of learning, and the Sveshnikov chapter of that book is rather sizable.
And in fact, this is where I've now gone past what I knew, because after he played bishop e6, I wasn't expecting that, and all I'd seen in the book was that g3 was an interesting line here. So I thought, and I knew it wasn't the main line, but I thought, you know what, I'll have a go.
Yeah, certainly. I don't have it on me, which I deeply regret, because I wanted to make actually another YouTube video about chess books. There is a fabulous book written by Vlastimil Jansa, and it's called Secrets of... Secrets of Dynamic Chess. Dynamic Chess is featured in the title. And he dedicates a whole chapter to the analysis of this EF5 line. For that alone, that book is worth buying, but the book is actually pure gold from page 1 till the end. So if you ever come across that book, be sure to get a copy.
Okay.
From memory, I think it's wiser for black here to not commit to either of the bishop moves, because in some variations, black can consider dropping back here instead of here. Yeah. But since I never played this line with either color, I do not want to act like I am any kind of expert. It's looking like rock solid chess, and this seems a bit odd to me. I would not have done this. Normally it's knight that captures. I'm surprised he did that. b4. Okay. What was the plan, John, in case of takes?
Rook takes.
And if this drops?
Rook takes a6.
So are we happy to trade
I was also looking a little bit at queen h5 and rook h4. So I might have left the rook on a4. I was going to decide. I hadn't decided.
Very interesting stuff. To be honest with you, usually we prefer to play a4 without leaving this one hanging.
Right.
So I'm not quite sure if I like what I'm seeing here, because if we trade like this, then you got a very bad isolated pawn on c3, whereas ideally what we aim to achieve with this trade is that if this is protected, then we have got a compact chain versus that, which remains the weak pawn. So for that reason, a move like queen d2 or queen e2, I'm not quite sure which one, I can't really decide, seems to be most appropriate. And if he plays f5, then you go like, so be it.
Yeah.
Because the trick is that now neither pawn push is particularly promising for black, because they leave serious weaknesses in their wake. So e4 obviously leaves f4, f4 obviously leaves e4.
Yeah.
And so whilst optically this is very good, it's difficult to follow it up with further aggression. Now, according to the engine, even after a4 you were doing okay. I'm curious to see what the Mighty Machine wants here. And apparently rook b2 here is no go, so I must have missed something here in my calculation. Rook a6. So d6 is falling. Is this the argument?
Well, do you know, we looked at the game after, and I don't think that taking d6 was ever that fantastic for white. It might be in this position because my rook landed on a6 after taking the pawn, but in the game you'll see that we thought that taking the d6 pawn wasn't brilliant. The computer thinks it's good.
Yeah, it's very strange, because for a human mind this position doesn't look appealing to white much, and the computer insists on a like queen here takes, knight takes, queen c3. Yeah, hard to believe that this is enough for anything, really. And the mighty engine insists that it's at least a little bit better. Yeah, interesting.
Did I have anything with Queen H5?
I don't think so. I wanted to reflect on that, John. So Queen H5, in my opinion, he switches entirely to the wrong direction. Usually in the Sveshnikov, you have nothing to do on the king side, and I don't think that this case is an exception. Imagine you pile up here. I just play H6.
H6, yeah.
All right, that just doesn't seem to be particularly doing much, and that meant that we played one move. Now black has another, and then, you know, it's just too slow for very, very little.
Yeah, I think this is where I went wrong in this game.
What I'm rather happy about is the fact that the computer, alongside with what I was telling you, seems to be thinking about a queen move of some sort here.
Yeah.
And eventually seems to be settling for queen d2.
I thought e2 would be better.
I thought so too, but apparently the idea here is to retake with the queen, and I guess I then can attack d6. So let's have a look at queen e2 though, because this seems to be the more human. So takes f5 a4 was my plan, but now we have to reckon with b4. Oh, maybe not, because a6 also hangs in the end. So e4, tuck tuck. Yeah, now b4 is going to be annoying, but to be fair, even the engine reckons we're slightly better, because you can also bite into this chain with f3. Also, this file is becoming a little bit more important as we go, but okay, maybe queen d2 is the more accurate one, and after take, apparently, it is the d6 pawn that gets the love. Believe it or not. It's a very static position, John, where sometimes your advantage lies in the fact that we have a lot of static weaknesses to target. This one, this two, the fact that they have got 3 pawn chains, pawn islands instead of 2. And because of you have traded so many pieces, the usual active counterplay somehow vanished. So black doesn't seem to have those very stock standard pushes without creating rather bad weaknesses. Actually, b4 I think is the only one you need to watch. Hence the computer's recommendation with a3. Although queen is 6 popped up there for a second. I guess the idea is to pile up. I really like this. It's very subtle. Your advantage is minimal, but certainly the kind that does exist for sure. Okay, moving on. I think a4 was hasty. That's my point. I think that was probably a bit longer than it needed to be, but it was a point nonetheless. I'm very surprised that it didn't take. And now I do think that I do think you're doing well here. The engine doesn't. Okay.
He didn't like my queen move,
No.
and I was upset because I thought that was a good move.
It's a very commonplace move in the Sveshnikov, and this is, John, why I don't believe in constantly analyzing everything with the engine. This looks like a very sensible move to me.
Yeah, I had
this
about 3 good reasons.
This looks like a quite annoying move for black to deal with. This is the type of move that makes you feel a little bit on edge. So overall, it's too many positives for me to not to believe that you had a very good go at winning this game by playing this move. So I'm not going to cast any criticism on that. Interesting to note here the idea of take b3 with the idea of having the passer.
Yeah, I never looked at that.
Because this is one of the main ideas of a4. Like, this is one of the structures that you are aiming for. That if you can trade all of these, then you have a pass pawn here.
I wasn't looking at the pass pawn. I was stuck on cementing the
So
bishop.
what I would like to draw your attention to, John, is that this pawn is just garbage. Like, don't ever end up like this, so long as you can avoid it.
You just pointed out to me because I wasn't that bothered about that. I thought that's gonna cement the bishop and the.
It's unlikely that your bishop needs any more cementing than what it already has.
Yeah.
Because in the absence of any minor piece that could attack it, if they dedicate a heavy to attack it, you can easily dedicate a heavy to guard it.
Yeah.
And thus, the pawn on the B is far more important than on the C. Okay. Still, I think we are slightly better here because of the heavy pieces are doing tremendous job at putting on pressure. This is a very good quality game, John. Really good quality game by both of you. I'm very proud of being the coach on both ends in this case. And here it seems like a little bit of a blunderfest.
This is a beautiful move, I think.
Has arisen here. So we played rook b7.
Yeah.
And that wasn't good. And then rook f8. Oh, we lost this game. I thought we won this. Right.
Yeah.
Bugger. Okay, so let's have a look at how. Let's have a look at how we survived this. So, do we have? Well, we can't play f4, I guess, because of let's just check and e2 and all that kind of stuff. Can you drop back here?
Yes, we saw that we saw after the game. We had a look at it, and that holds at least. Yeah.
But boy, this is next level stuff.
Yeah.
Like to allow this.
We can go to.
Holy cadooli! This looks, to say the least, hair-raising. Wow, this is insane complications.
Didn't even consider bishop f3 with the time that I had. I actually thought. I have to say, after rook b7, I actually thought I was still fine. I didn't see e3 at all. It really once e3 landed, it was like it's gone.
You know what I'm wondering, John? That here, instead of this, which seems to be a little bit timid, didn't you have this?
Well, I did look at that. What did I think? Oh no! But does this work? Hang on.
Because it seems to me that now you are about to achieve the 7th rank pile-up.
I only looked at, I think I looked at rook f7 after the other rook was on a7. I can't remember.
Yeah, nah, because this allows a rook trade, which essentially means that the piling up on the 7th has lost, 50% of its efficiency, or effectiveness.
So in this position, yeah.
In fact, I'm struggling to understand why it's not clearly better if not winning for us. I know it's not, because I took a quick glance at the engine eval. I don't get it. Like, what does black have here? I looked at queen. Oh, I don't know, man. But hang on a sec. Queen g6 takes here. That's mental. This is over. No, we can't do this. We can't do this. So apparently queen c3 and I can't go in. Why not coconut? Queen e1 check.
Queen e1 check, yeah.
But what if king up?
No, and then rook c1. And I think his attack.
Oh, and then we have to go queen second perpetual check. No.
Yeah,
wow, actually, hold on a tick. Whoa, this is getting mental.
No, if you play queen sack, the king comes up to g6 and it escapes. I think I looked at it.
All right, have a look at this. So check here, rook in. Is it what you're saying? Let's try to figure it out without the engine or the other rook. Which one?
I was playing rook b1, rook c1 or b1. I was looking at.
Okay.
And then it has to be the queen check because otherwise he's going to. Oh, he doesn't mate me, does he? I thought he was mating me.
No, this is a mate in one thread here.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So I have to play the queen check. And
hold on. I disagree with I have to, because what that means, John, the fact that you only have this as a threat but not that and that means I can easily just play this.
Play what? Bishop back.
I'm proud of myself because I'm watching the eval bar and the computer approved of my move.
Oh.
That's a stroke of a genius. Not that I want to blow my own trumpet because it's not my creation, but wow.
Okay. Well, I didn't see that.
I'm guessing we are talking about severe time trouble here. Let me check. Oh, actually, no. 10 minutes. Okay, so you spent a lot of time on this, which makes me very happy. Because what that means, John, is that you have recognized that was the key moment in the game.
I wish I could say that. I got quite a strange email 10 minutes ago. And I won't talk about that right now. I'll tell you later.
Yeah, right. Okay, so let's go with, you realized that was the key moment.
I did work some stuff out here. No, I didn't, because I'm afraid that I played rook a7 fairly quickly here, I think.
Okay, so
don't think
this
I.
bishop c4 move, John, is worth a second look, though. I have to say
It
that
is.
this
It
is
is.
next
I
level.
never saw
So,
that in any of my
for the sake of
environments.
having funsies, this doesn't work according to you because the king walks.
Yes.
And I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
But
That's
boy,
why I
this
thought.
bishop c4 is next level sexy.
But what about then if he plays the queen, the rook to c2, not c1? What
Well, that's what
happens
my
then?
next question was going to be. That what if we go here?
Yeah.
And apparently here we have a oh, I just take this, right?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's a guess. No, actually queen takes. Even better, because then if you abandon the back rank, then I have rook f8 mate. Yeah, and it also introduces bishop here, so sorry, I'm being silly.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
also, wow, this is a very multi-layered move. It also denies e3 because then we can take.
Yeah.
Which means that... Oh, and the same story here. Now the difference is that after queen f5, that hangs. Wow! That is so cool. That is so cool. So it turns out... Okay, so now I'm still at a loss as to why rook f7 is not a win. So queen c3, what's wrong with this again? e3.
Queen. Wow.
Ha!
Uh,
e3.
so it still does it. Does it?
So king g2, ef2, rook
Why not play
f5.
rook e7?
e2, you mean?
That's it.
That hangs.
Yeah.
I don't think that's possible. It's free to take. No, they have to take or come in. But I think coming in allows this because after check I can run. So they have to take.
King g2. So hang on. We'll go back one move.
Sorry?
What's happening? Can we go back one move?
Yeah.
So e3,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're playing king g2. Can I play rook e7? Rook a e7.
You can, but black's plan is check, check. And I was worried that your proposed move wouldn't necessarily cover that.
Okay.
EF apparently is even better.
Uh,
Okay, so this is again insane tactics. The idea is that they promote and then we check this down.
yeah.
And more than likely actually we checks. Because also now the rooks are flooding in. This is not tenable. We are dead.
Yeah.
So I think king g2 is only takes rook f5 and then after rook b2 it's looking like an absolute mess. But probably the kind of mess that I would prefer not to be in.
Yeah, it's funny. I thought I had the tactics here, and it's all.
Yeah, these
right.
pawns are pesky. They are so close to a king. They always seem to cause some drama. So
Yeah.
the correct move, apparently, according to the engine here, is not to go in, but to keep one for the defense.
Wow.
And now f5 is dropping, and therefore we are still tiny bit ahead. Wow. Okay, so instead we went rook b7. Actually,
Yeah,
wait. So instead we went in, queen e5, queen e3, e3. Yeah, and here bishop f3 would have saved the day.
Yeah.
Boy,
Yeah.
that's a hard move to find.
Yeah.
That is a hard move to find.
Yeah. It was a good game.
It's very good sport of you to say that. And here e2 just walks in. Yeah, so you needed to sack here, but this leaves very little hope. I mean...
Yeah. Oh, we
yeah.
did look at some endings, but...
You could have tried this, you would have lost it. But yeah, this was a bit unfortunate because now they get 2 more queens. 4. That's very annoying. John, this was a fascinating game. So I think overall the only really big thing that I would like to draw your attention to is the fact that A, we don't like to play a4 when this hangs.
Right. So
And 2,
so what should I have been doing?
yeah, the queen up.
Oh, the queen up, yeah. So one of those queens.
Yeah,
Right.
and later on, the other thing that you didn't seem to know was that this is the desired pawn, not this one.
Yeah, that's actually quite a big thing. I should remember
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, as you can see, it makes a world of a difference in the assessment.
No, I get it now. You see it now. You've shown it. Yeah.
And even after that, the fight was really, really cool. I mean, like, once again, as I said, I'm so proud to be the coach of both of you because this was a really good quality game.
Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah.
Really good stuff. Okay, let's move on to next. It's a 2-12, so I will take it with a pinch of salt, but let's have a look. Oh, okay, they fell into our beloved trap. All good,
Yeah.
and then mate. Fabulous. Great job. Excellent. That sometimes, John, these openings pay off. And you win a game without having to think for a single second. And that's a mighty good feeling.
But these are just rapid. These are just. I'm not really. These games are not really. I'm thinking too much. I played about 3 or 4 classical games.
Okay, I just clicked on. I don't know. I saw the 2012 and then I instinctively clicked on it, not realizing it was on the wrong side. Now I'm going back already 3 weeks.
Yeah, but some of this is just. I started up a club at the school, so there's just a few games against kids and things. But there's now these games. I watched your video. It gave me made me think I need to do this. I annotated these games. You know these classical games.
Right. Okay, I will skip this then, and I'll go on to the classicals.
Yeah.
Okay, so we lost this one. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I don't think I won any of the games I played, but there was some good. Which game was this one?
I absolutely.
Oh, just the one where I played it. Yeah, I went wrong and I played a stupid sacrifice, but it was never really was working.
Okay, so let me think here for a second, John.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into opening theory here too much. But I have a vague recollection that against the early 97 lines we played g4 before we castle.
Right.
Yeah, I'm nearly certain I'm correct. G4 here. Because this basically makes them reveal their hand too soon for their liking. I used to play this line as black a lot. Because the line that he ended up playing, here he needs to play a very early knight b6. Because otherwise there is nowhere to put the knight after g5 that is remotely sensible. Yeah. And after knight b6, I recall that there is an incredible novelty which may or may not have been Hungarian Zoltán Almás's invention, but I certainly have seen him play it. At one point there is a piece sack here.
Wow.
And for the life of me now I can't recall where and how. Which is kind of lame because I'm not really telling you too much.
I've only seen that when the queen is on c7.
But actually, no, that's the point of it, that it's actually without that. But even if I did remember, I would prefer to show it to you off of being on record. So let's just say that we will revisit this whole entire variation. But what I'm almost certain of is that we need to play g4 before castles against this early knight d7. Now, here, John, the plan for black with knight b6 is to play b4 followed by knight c4. And you have got 2 adequate responses to this. One of them is to play an early a3, which I really dislike.
Yeah.
And the other one is to play bishop d3, because what that does is that now the knight doesn't shut the bishop out, so that you have control of the c4 square.
Yeah.
And one of my old main lines here, I think, went something like this. With slight edge to white, because this attack is going on and on and on. Despite of the fact that we have got the 2 horses and they have the 2 bishops. But again, I don't want to really go too deeply into opening theory, so let's see what happened here. So now you seem to be a little bit oblivious that this is incoming.
Yeah. Yes, it's all gone wrong now, I felt.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time on this as well. I can't remember why. There was some... I wasn't thinking on chess anyway. Yeah.
Okay, and here you seem like you have just...
yeah, it didn't work.
Chucked in the kitchen and the sink. Once again, kudos to you, man. This is awesome. But To say that I have got my doubts about how efficient it will be, that's an understatement. But then again, you actually had to, because knight here, knight c4, he just is
I'm
disastrous.
gone, yeah.
Although,
Um,
hold on a tick, we are living here, aren't we?
oh, are we?
I reckon. We are not out yet, John. I mean, you could say that you prefer 95, but if I really want to be brutally honest, I would say I don't see a single thing what you have here.
No, well,
So,
there's nothing to see, I think.
but at least you had fun, right?
A little bit.
Kind of.
Could have had more. Yeah, no, nothing really. Yeah, I don't think much happened in the rest of the game, really. No, I was too much behind. Never got enough.
It would have been interesting to see this, though.
Oh, do you know there was a line? Do you know what? I mean, after I'd looked at the game myself, the computer did show a drawing line in this game, which now I'm trying to remember where it was now.
We're about to find it out, but I think you got a little bit carried away with this.
Yes, that's the wrong one. Yeah.
And here, you didn't need to do that. Like, this is not beyond hope. This is still at home. It's bad.
Yeah.
But it's, look at the bar. Like, it's
no, there was
minus
somewhere
1.
where there was a there was somewhere where there was a draw. I
Okay.
can't remember it now. It's a few weeks back now.
Was it back? I doubt it. No. It would have been further up, not further before. Oh, actually, no. It seems like we are consistently dead here. I don't see
that queen e2 move. Instead of taking queen takes g5, I seem to remember that was a good move.
Instead of queen b4, you mean?
Instead of queen takes.
Oh, you mean this?
Four, yeah. No, after he, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any draws here, John.
No, it was there. Instead of taking queen takes b4, I think there was a better move there. Queen e2.
Yeah, but this is definitely not gonna be a draw.
Yeah.
It's a better move, and that's what I just looked at. They can take it from here, but draw, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, there was nothing. There was it was lost. Wasn't it?
I actually did have a look at this game, John. In your absence, I was stalking you. Okay, so no, we did win a game. There you go. This is a solid win by you, by the looks of things. Good old Rui Lopez. Excellent stuff. D5. Okay. And you responded correctly too. Okay, great. So you did realize that D5 was not meant to happen.
Yes, it's too early.
Yeah, exactly. And knight C4 is cool. So now we need to reroute. That's excellent. A4. And you... Nah, oh boy. Okay. So...
Yeah.
Okay.
Go on. Let's have a look at this because I felt I was in a tangle. I've got my notes to this game somewhere. It's in I put it in a study.
Yeah, I know I have a note. Okay. So let me tell you, John, a few things about this structure because I feel like I need to clarify a couple of things for you. So, generally speaking, in this line, the bishop tends to stand better almost every single time on d7 than b7, especially when d5 hits.
Right.
The exception to this rule, or not even an exception, but we try to make it an exception, is the variation that I taught you with the pan of attack.
Yeah.
Where we try to undermine the chain, and therefore the bishop makes sense here.
Yeah.
But, just so that we are clear on this, let me show you that one of the greatest main lines in this variation is this. Like they drop back instantly and root out to b7.
Straight away.
Yeah, because they go like, okay, now they have committed to this, but my bishop is garbage here, so I'm just going to go back here. So what I'm saying is that here, bishop b7 is triply counterintuitive because if it was here, you would want to come back here.
Okay.
So we are totally going the wrong direction. Now let's talk about this pawn tension. Are we worried about this?
Well, I was, yes.
Okay, so we need to think about how we can resolve that problem, John.
Yeah.
Is there a way to change the structure, in your opinion, here that would allow you to respond to a5 in an appropriate fashion that would keep you going?
Well, I could swap the pawns off first. I could play B.
By the way, you spent on this move 9 minutes, which means that you did dedicate plenty enough time
Yeah.
to the problem. So you are suggesting takes. What is the follow-up after take back?
Well, if he plays if he plays A5, then I've now got knight C4. So I should play bishop D7.
Okay, knight here.
And okay.
This is getting a bit awkward now because I took away the square from you. Do
Right.
we need to go in, John?
Straight away.
It's a question. But I do think, John, to take the lead and explain to you, or rather attempt an explanation, I don't think this is bad for you. Because although, ironically, we end up on the square that we desperately wanted to abandon, the pawn's situation has changed. So that in this structure, right now, your knight is a shocker on a5.
Yeah.
But after this, it's an absolute boss. Because it's controlling two super important squares. And more than likely, white is not going to be able to leave the d2 square with the knight, simply because they have to deny this. Which means that you are going to build up a very pleasant tension. This may need some assistance, but then again, you might have c4, which by the way introduces a new idea of knight d7, knight c5, knight b3.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah? But also you could maybe entertain the idea of something like rook b6, bishop d7 and bring the other big dude.
Yeah.
So you needed to change the structure here. Because this, if it remains like this, or we allow them to push it in, then the pawn structure remains too closed. And it's your interest now to open stuff up because they have all of their dudes at home. You are way more mobile than they are, so that you can allow losing a few tempis here and there. And actually, even this is debatable whether we lost or won a tempo, because now c4 could be a threat.
Yeah.
But you definitely needed to take a4. Bishop b7 was really, really unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if c4 or b4 is the better move here.
Yeah, I wish I could read my notes from what I wrote here, because I did completely forgot what I was thinking at the time. I didn't think c4 was that good for him, actually.
The engine doesn't think it's bad, so after knight d7 it's 1-1, and after c4 it's 0.9. So I'm guessing it's quite pleasant actually for white, no matter what. And to be honest, I'm not surprised, John, because although optically our pieces are well developed, and in my second course I talk about this a fair bit, they're not really developed because they don't do anything. Like this needs rerouting, this needs rerouting. The whole entire army just is a reroute fest.
Yeah.
Which is a testament to how unfortunate this move was. Okay, so we went rook fb8. Now, I don't know how you feel, John, but my instinct is that we can't do anything on the queen side.
Yeah, I remember thinking that he couldn't do anything yet either. I know it's up to me to open it up, but...
Okay, so why don't we start rearranging our pieces?
Well, I thought I was, because I wanted to leave space for my knight or bishop to use f8.
Well, that will be the bishop, but... Okay, so what I'm saying, John, is that if I had 50 moves in a row as black now, then my plan would look something like this.
Okay.
This guy back. I am still not sure how to deal with this dude, to be honest. Then move the horse and play for f5 or get in here.
Yeah.
And this is a very kingside / center oriented plan.
Yeah.
Now the problem that I am seeing is that you are directing your pieces to the other direction. I know that it's a move to free up the bishop, but yeah, you see how you shut these down. In my version, they were here and here respectively.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Why is computer not liking G6? Noob. Okay. Queen D8. Where are we going?
F8, if I have to.
Okay, here is a proposition for you, John. When I see this position, I'm already picturing two things in my head. A, that I'm going to be an absolute legend, and two, that certain sacrifices from Petrosian come to mind. And I don't know how well you know your chess history and your world champions, but Petrosian was world famous for his positional exchange sacrifices.
Yeah, I don't see how I'm going to get one out of this. But anyway, go on.
Do you remember that beautiful example when he played the rook e6 move against Rezhevsky, forcing the amazing bishop off, and then he created a fabulous white squared blockade?
Yeah, I do remember something about that, yeah.
Okay, so to bring up the analogy, although it is going to be a little bit far-fetched because I can't remember the exact position, but the idea was that Rezhevsky had an amazing pawn chain like this, and a fabulous looking attack on the king's side. By the way, I started echoing John rather badly. Is there a chance you could move something, as in the microphone and the speaker, a little bit further apart?
Yeah.
So the position was something along the lines of this, with black to move. I'm really just showing you the skeleton, okay? So there was, let's say, a pawn here. Yeah, whatever. I will put the rook here. With black to move, so I'm going to go analysis board. And in a similar position, this wasn't hanging. Petrosian played rook e6, it got taken. And then he chucked a piece in d5. This started rolling. This bishop turned out to be absolutely useless. And the game melted into a draw very, very soon after. What appeared to be an absolutely hopeless cause because all of these were raining down on him. This bishop is a monster. Mate is coming. And rook e6 had a bit more bite, so he was more inclined to take than what you would be here. So why I'm bringing this up is because the first thing I looked at here for black was to take, rook up. This hangs. But even if it didn't, in fact I would prefer if it didn't for the sake of the example.
Andres, you're not letting me look at my notes. I did look at some of this stuff. I did.
So the idea was, John, that if they defend it and then they kick me out, I consider this rook as not hanging.
Yes.
Because if they take, I take back with the pawn, the knight comes in, and all of a sudden, look at, I will just play a pass. Look at this position. White has lost the soul of the position by giving up the bishop. Now it's full of weak dark squares. Most of them are totally not mendable. And look at that bishop. That's like an overgrown pawn. I don't know how the computer evaluates this, but if you show this to a human and you go pick a side, 9 out of 10 will go like black any day.
Yeah.
And see, look at the assessment. Gave up an exchange for nothing.
Yeah, when it says that, it's got to be good, hasn't it? Yeah.
Prefers black. So I don't know how exactly good the move is, but the thinking is like that. Okay, I have a pattern that I recognized here, that an exchange sack seems like the call. And by the way, ironically, according to the engine, best move is this.
Yeah, very nice.
Queen e2, and then they want queen d8, which was your move. I don't see why I wouldn't double, to be honest. Exactly, because after bishop d2, the engine wants me to come back. No. Stuff that. I will hold it. Actually, well, I don't know if I would hold it, because rook b2 is very appealing. But I could make a case for just, okay, what's your plan? And interestingly, here he thinks that takes is good. I still am full of doubts. The reason why the engine likes this now, because it seems that we are losing b4 by force. So something like rook here, but even that seems to a human a little bit difficult to accept as clearly inferior. Mind you, if the rook penetrates on b8, then we are badly off. But yeah, the point, in my opinion, is valid. We need to do this. And you didn't. Okay, so we went back. Bishop e3. Knight h. I don't really mind it. I get what you're trying to do. It's a dark squared strategy. Totally fine. Okay. It's getting a bit of a mixed bag now to see where we are actually playing. But I still like what you're doing. I think this is an ultimate case, John, where for the most part, I have a clear vision of what you're trying to achieve. And I'm all cool with that. Okay, I like this. It's logical. The computer wants you to play here g5. I despise that move. Like, that's the ugliest move in the history of the game.
No, I'm not going to do that.
No matter how convincing the computer may sound, we don't do that. And then we lose the game. Only if you play the computer. Okay, I can't help but show you this, John. This is beauty.
Yes.
Now, if you are playing for a draw, this is the best. Because now this knight is stranded forever. And if they want to get rid of it, first of all, they have to give up the dark squared bishop.
Yeah.
Which in itself is a huge achievement, especially given yours is still on. And now you seem to have an instant draw like this.
Oh, that's nice, yeah.
Although, here I seem to notice this might be playable. But even if you don't have that, this dark squared bishop is a boss. Like, imagine you just drop back, queen back, bishop here.
Yeah, no, I'd have been happy giving a pawn up for that.
Oh, boy, for this, any day of the week.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. So this is a lovely move. And if they don't take, then what happens with this dude here?
Yeah.
I'm guessing we are tripling now?
Yeah, well, it's one of the options, yeah.
Okay. And interestingly, John, here we are seeing another very nice tactic, which is this.
Yeah,
now, usually this is a motif that black utilizes a lot in the Rue Lopez. Oh, no, I'm talking nonsense. No, it's actually a white motif, but in a different line, in the prayer.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a look. Take bishop here.
Yeah, it's just winning for white, I think. We both. I remember we both did not see that during the game. Yeah.
Yeah, bishop f8, bishop takes. Yeah, unfortunately I can't stop c5 on time. If I could, it would be very good. What's wrong with rook b3 again? Just bishop b6. I dare say it's bishop b6.
Yeah, bishop b6 looks really good.
Yeah, separating the rooks, because you don't need that pawn as white to win. You are relying on the power of the passes. Okay, that was a bit unfortunate. Luckily they didn't spot it. Whoa, what was that? You had no better idea.
No, why?
Oh yeah, I get it. Okay, never mind. I'm being silly because you realize that this is going to be a bit too ticklish.
Yeah.
Fair.
But then I might. Okay, yeah.
I mean, you can always drop back to b4 if you are willing to.
I was just going to say, you just said about rook b4, and I was thinking, it might be worth looking again now.
Yeah, mind you, this is now far less convenient because these pieces are
in the wrong
kilometer away from blockading. Yeah. Okay, that looks like a shocker.
Oh yeah, it was, because this is nice now.
Oh baby.
Yeah.
Look at you go.
Yeah, this was good. I like this.
Nah, this is my boy. And now this is falling apart because if king can't go back because of chook.
Yeah, it's massive. So I think.
Oh man, this was nuclear out of nowhere.
But if you hadn't played that, I didn't really have much follow up. I was kind of rolling the dice there. He'd been lining up f4 for forever.
Yeah, right. So. Yep. This looks a bit odd. Did we have to do that? Okay, I will go with it. Take. I mean, if you have e4 in the end. No, you didn't actually.
Oh, and I made a mistake. Yeah.
Yeah, e4 looks sus.
I made a mistake here in a minute, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't fully convinced about this. Something like rook b3 seems just so natural here. Am I wrong about that?
You're never wrong, Andrew.
I'm always
probably,
wrong, John. Oh no, look, the old man still has it. Rook b3.
yeah. Uh,
Having said
yeah.
that, second best is GF, but the idea is to come in
I
again.
know that during the game I would have been nervous of my queen getting trapped.
Yeah,
And I did,
this was the goal.
but yeah, and then I did make a mistake here. I remember. Oh yeah, because I was going to play. I didn't want to play queen takes. Hang on, what was the move?
Oh, you missed this.
I didn't. Yes, I missed the rook pinning the queen to the king. Yeah.
Ouch.
I wanted to take with the king, and then I was going to play. I was looking at rook b2 and all this nonsense. It doesn't work.
Yeah, no,
So
because the counter pin easily gets shut down by bishop e2 or something like that.
that's
Yeah?
right. So that's what I missed.
Yeah.
I was looking. I thought he had to play bishop c2, and then I saw bishop e2, and I thought, oh,
Yeah, because with bishop c2 you could just take, but
exactly, yeah. And I
no need
completely
to.
missed bishop e2.
Okay, so you had to win this game a couple of times. Now this is remarkably ugly. Why would you do
Yeah.
that?
Because okay. I do remember that. I know what I should have played. I should have played queen. No, I should have played h5. I think it is, but I didn't see it during the game. H5,
Actually,
I think
the computer is suggesting rook a2 or king g8. Both are somewhat mysterious. I like this move more so because it creates this threat rather than just the free pawn. Why I really seriously dislike this jump, because you killed the queen and you kind of killed the connection between the two. Also made g6 very weak, so now I may be able to shut you down.
All what you're saying, I get it, but I did play it to try and fix the white pawns. I just thought, I'm going to win this on pawns. I'm going to win this, but get it, yeah.
Yeah, see, John, my argument against that, and hear me out here, is that imagine this is a bishop ending where you have a white squared bishop here and all this is gone. f6 is a mortal sin. Because after that you can't penetrate the white position.
Yeah.
You need to leave some space for your pieces so that king can happen.
That's an excellent point. I have not,
So there, f6 fixing all the pawns save for that on white is almost well, I don't think it's a winnable endgame, even though you are a pawn up.
Now you've pointed that out. I see it now. Yeah. I need that for my
So
king.
it's very important to realize that sometimes the squares are more valuable than the blockade that you can achieve, or rather the blockaded fixed weak pawns.
Yes.
That's textbook, although it wasn't an endgame scenario. Oh boy, he walked into this one. Yeah, mind you, you are both struggling here with time. Okay, that was a very good fight, John. I'm very happy. The opening was shaky.
Yeah. That bishop.
The opening was shaky. You should have taken on a4.
Yes.
Yeah, so here we should have taken a4 like crazy. And yeah, this got into a super fascinating middle game. I really liked it. I really like this knight rook b4 idea, which on occasion is good, on other occasions less so. I really like this knight g5 pawn Saccharino here. Later on, I think. And yeah, actually no, it was right here. Was it here? Yeah, knight g5 here. That was a cool idea.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. And this tactic that you sold was beautiful. Oh, music to my ears, sir. Well done. Okay, cool beans. All right, next. NM Christopher Cabris draw. Okay, same but different.
A lot of Roy Lopez's actually, yeah. Oh, well, this one. This is. I want to go through this game with you because we went down the Panoff pipeline. And it's the first time I think I've had this on the board.
Right.
Now, I picked the wrong knight. I think we looked at knight e3 after the game instead of knight g3.
It's actually knight g5 here that is the most annoying move, but we'll talk about that later. Knight g3, Queen b7, knight e4, knight f6. This is looking very good. Knight fg5. Huh. Let me think. Okay, I'm not a very big fan of this, given that we have got this beautiful pile up onto g2. If I could help it, I would consider h6. Knight takes...
I thought my pawns in the centre were going to roll. I thought they were...
Possible. The engine likes king h8, which is a bit mysterious to me. So what's wrong if I go h6? If something is fundamentally flawed here. Or not.
Oh, isn't there petrol? Was there... Oh, I did petrol checking or something.
So knight takes, bishop takes, knight e4. I mean, if the plan was to roll the pawns, I could... Oh no, I can't anymore. Sorry, never mind. Okay, so now this has to be played in order to be able to play and take and take. That said, this looks pretty decent. Right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't remember that. What about if the knight goes into e6?
You mean here? It's hanging.
Yes. It's hanging now. It's hanging. What was
So
I
they have to
looking at?
take, and if they come in here, that's a joke. Like, I'm just like, yeah, no. No one cares about rooks. So that
Yeah.
you wouldn't have been worried about.
No. I think to... Can we just do it a bit more slowly this time? So knight e6 is just completely rubbish, is it?
Well, here it's just blundering a piece, so it's not playable. So it has to be takes.
No, we can't play queen g4, I think. I don't know.
Okay, so knight e4, bishop takes.
And then queen g4.
Queen g4 is a valid idea. Hang on, did I... Oh yeah, I took in the wrong order, sorry. This way, because then knight e4, knight g5. Haha! Gotcha. But queen g4 is a very cool counterpunch. I like that. It doesn't work. So bishop takes, knight takes, queen g4 here.
And it's all over, is it? Bishop take. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's now falling apart.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, this is also interesting. I don't mind this. But now, for the first time, this is actually probably a valid source of annoyance.
Oh,
Knight
yeah, well, I mean, this is how the game ended. The game did end up.
The heck is 98? Wow, he just wants to pinch off this? That's impressive.
The computer, yeah.
And note
not
the
me.
cheeky threat in case the queen abandons the back rank. Take and take.
Yeah.
And if g4, then bishop f6. That's 32. Wow, sometimes the engine plays very inspired chess.
Well, I just never looked at 98.
I mean, it's such an inhuman move again. Like, you know that I'm biting heads off for moving backwards like that.
Yeah.
And instead you went forward. I'm not gonna blame you. Good on you.
Yeah, but then it's now it's a draw. Which was annoying, because I thought I was alright.
Look, if the worst that happens to you in chess is that a 100 a player who is overrating you or outrating you by 100 is begging for a draw as white, I think you did well.
Oh yeah, no, I'm all right with it. Yeah.
Could you have gone here to...
Well, I spent a long time looking at that, and I can't remember why I didn't do it now. But so what about just? Oh, hang on a minute. I can't remember.
I like it.
Yeah. It keeps it going for a bit longer then, does it?
Sorry?
It keeps the game going.
Oh yeah, well not only does it keep it going longer, but because of it's such a complicated position, it almost certainly would have been a decisive game as far as I'm concerned.
I wanted to keep the game going, but yeah.
Yeah, interesting stuff.
Do you remember thinking that these are the sorts of positions. Once he gets his f3 move in, and the bishops start coming out, I'm just thinking,
I like this position, John. It would have been worth playing on, I reckon. Especially if you look at the time situation. 22 versus 8.
That's a bit unusual, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't get any email of that.
Okay, one more.
This.
Okay, we are getting confused, John. This is not what we're playing. We're playing bishop g5 here.
Yeah.
You can't play English attack against the router. And yeah, we have had this already. I also told you that here bishop e6 d5 comes too fast. Because they didn't waste a move on a6 like in the Najdorf. Yeah. So that's just bad there altogether. Okay, that is interesting. I don't like h6 here. I don't think it's a good move. You want to take anyway, so you might as well play bishop e7 or something more useful. Okay, this is decent.
Oh, I remember, yeah. A month ago this game, yeah, I remember what happened in this one as well. Now, yeah, we'll get to it. I played another sacrifice which I knew didn't work. I've got to stop doing that when I know it doesn't work.
Oh, don't we? Okay, so here, John, I reckon there are two things that are at play here, and you need to be aware of these. One, your opponent basically announced here by playing king h8 that they want to play f5.
Yes.
So after knight d to rook d8, they, for some reason they didn't do it, and they are still not, okay. So here I think we are provoking a little bit too many things. So I would have considered he's something like b4. Because your playground is center queenside anyway. Can't wait for f5. If they go here, then you can carry on with whatever way we do and just keep pushing. Gain some space. Like imagine if you go a5, a6. If they play b6, bishop b5, that pin is... Whoa. So you need to commit to something because we are now, I feel like playing half moves. Yeah, like this bishop g5 is coming out. This is annoying.
I felt good here. See, I thought I was better in. I remember.
You probably are.
I was quite happy to, when I saw that bishop coming out, I was quite happy to push these pawns, get my knight on d5. It's all solid.
Okay, I don't know this. Like, I feel a little bit iffy that this king got a little bit too loose. But then f5 was probably absolutely totally wrong. So hang on, someone is blundering something big here.
Yeah, it's me probably. Oh yes,
he played
a lovely counter to my bishop d3 here. I remember that.
Okay, so is this... Hang on, take, bishop d3 again, they can take. What am I missing here? Because the engine says it's 2 plus 4, 2.5. That's unreal. Is it just take f4? That's so hard to believe. With bishop d3. I can't believe that that's right. Can't be. Okay, I don't want to waste your time. Ha! King g2. And then just regroup and kill on the white squares. Wow. Wow. I thought that a g6 or some preparatory moves would have been handy for black hereabouts. With the idea of f5, is g6 bad here? And queen h2. This is why I don't like to look at the engine moves. What is queen h2? Get out of here. Okay, let's move on. You had a firm grip on the position. I don't like this kingside progression, to be honest. Like I said, you need to play here.
Yeah.
That's your playground. Okay, f5.
Well, that's exactly what I didn't do. So, yes.
That was unfortunate.
So he tempted me into making a sack here.
Yeah, it seems like we're losing the initiative big time for non-existent positional gains. And you had to sack anyway, because knight f3 is incoming.
Yeah, I had to sack it anyway. Well, I thought it was alright. Well, I was actually. I know where I went wrong. I got too greedy.
No, no, so far so good. Don't we have... Wow, e5 doesn't work here. Yeah, this is where you got too tempted.
Yeah, I spent half my time on this. And you know what annoyed me, because I've thought about this before. I should have come up with a safe move in my head first, but I didn't. I went right down the line, worked out that it didn't work, and thought I'll just play it because he might not see why it doesn't work.
And apparently he didn't. So queen e8 is a dirty.
Yeah, but I didn't see queen e8. I must admit. But I was fine here, and I got greedy. I should have just kept everything where it was. Oh, I'm so annoyed about this position. I moved my knight. I should have just left it.
Yeah, it looks like you're holding firmly, John.
I was, but then when he played the rook over, I thought I've got a chance here. I thought I saw something, but I didn't.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the knight's on the wrong square now.
Bugger. Yeah, just pull back.
Yeah, I thought I had something working out with Queen H5 and everything.
Ouch.
So yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Alrighty.
Yeah.
I don't really want to finish John on we have seen this game already, I think. A lesson without some tactics, but no, I'm not going to go to my usual database. Let's do a few puzzles from lichess. I don't like these, but let's learn a bit. So black to move.
Black to move, right. Black to move. Black to move.
Excuse me. I don't think this really classifies as a puzzle as far as I can see.
Knight takes knight. Is it just knight takes knight?
And
then rook takes knight.
I am thinking that you are correct, sir.
Yeah, this is a bit straightforward. Okay. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Right, let's have a look at this then. Doesn't bishop takes queen just...
And if knight takes c6?
Pawn takes?
Yeah, it's your line, John. It's your line, not mine. You go.
Okay, well, okay, bishop takes queen, knight takes knight, pawn takes knight, bishop takes knight, queen d7, bishop takes queen, king takes queen. I think I'm just... what am I thinking? Just a second, bishop's queen. Let's come off. Yeah, I think that's the line, isn't it? And just bishop takes queen, knight takes c6, pawn takes knight, bishop takes...
I don't know how that's a line, John. Pawn takes, bishop takes, queen blocks, takes, and we are like 70 pawns down.
Oh.
What did you miscalculate there?
Maybe just queen d7.
Queen d7, knight d5, I'm guessing.
Queen d7, knight d5, and then... All right. Queen d7, knight d5.
It's actually a quite simple move, but it took me forever to figure it out.
Wow, it's taking me longer.
Think about what the actual threat is, John.
The threat for white, the best move for white would be knight takes queen.
Okay. So what are the moves that avoid that?
either taking the knight or moving the queen.
Okay, what appears to be a good move for the queen?
I thought queen d7, but
Why?
maybe
Like that, you're just skewering your whole entire army.
yeah. So that's okay. Then we can just So we can just play queen d6.
Precisely, queen d6.
Right. And then
You
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 just move
sh
the
you shouldn't be scared of ghosts just because it's discovery. It doesn't mean it does anything to you.
yeah, yeah, you got me there in the end, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go next.
On white file.
Yep.
Right. Um, on white, I like the idea of.
I think I've got this too. The advantage of these puzzles, John, is that I'm solving them with you, so we are both learning.
What about knights? What about knights to a4?
Queen f2 check.
Queen f2 check. That's not what I want, is it?
Nah, that's definitely not what you want.
That just works. So, um, hmm. I find it's hard actually.
Yeah, it's because the move itself is not really a typical move that you associate with being puzzly. Because it's simply dealing with the threat of f2 hanging in a very productive way.
Oh, okay. Is it knight? Really? Is it knight d1?
That would not classify in my book as productive unless it wins the piece on the spot, does it?
Yes, it's another book.
Hey? Well, hang on a second. Does it win the piece or does it not?
Knight d1. No, I don't see what I'm doing here.
Yeah, hitting this and that. I find this extremely convincing, John. Unless it's wrong, it's winning on the spot.
Yeah.
So is this wrong?
Is it wrong?
I'm not trying to influence your thinking by asking annoying questions all the time, but you don't seem to be decisive and convincing enough so that I'm going to execute the move until you tell me it's locked in.
I'm playing knight d1.
Bingo. And now it's a free piece. Whoa, this is looking juice. Okay, I've got this.
Yeah, I think I got this one. So I want to get my rook to d1.
And if knight c3?
And if knight c3, I'll just play rook takes queen.
That's it, and then we've got mate at home.
Yeah, nice one, yeah.
And we take with the queen. That you needed to see that because king takes loses the queen.
Yeah, nice one. And then, well, surely it's just.
Okay, I'm utterly confused.
Isn't it just queen takes queen?
I thought so, but I'm reluctant to believe it. So my line goes queen takes, knight takes, king here, rook takes, and then we take this back and then exchange up.
Yeah.
What am I missing, John?
He might play rook takes.
Ha! Bishop f5. Are you for real? Wow, that's when I hate these puzzles because you feel like everything wins. Surely I take the rook, bishop c4, I'm an exchange up for nothing. And there's a bishop hanging.
Yeah. So why did it, yeah.
I would take this. Yeah, okay. Alright, rook ending, sir.
Ah, that looks like it's trapped. King G3.
Are you sure?
Yeah, yeah, King G3.
Definitely not, sir.
Isn't it?
But how is it trapped?
Oh, well, it's not trapped. Not yet. All
You
right.
are on the
Okay.
right track, sir, but
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So now I've got to do something first to keep it
yeah.
in. So let's go. Let's go. Okay. Well, then maybe F5.
Now, before you call out another wrong move, John, think about which pawn needs to progress so that we don't foil our own rook trap setup. Because F5 reigns on your own party so hard.
Got it. Got it. Got
It's
it.
it's really sad.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I need that pawn on F4, don't I? So, is it really as simple as D5 then?
You tell me?
Yeah, D5 is the one.
Go on. And if I take?
Yeah, D5, then I play King G3
And rook H5?
and then King G4.
I dare say this is a solution, but I didn't look at one thing which is very important. D5, H5.
Yes. Okay, then okay, interesting. All right, so D5, H5. Oh, his rook is stuck forever, isn't it?
No, it's coming out on G4.
Well, I play Rook G2. It's just never.
No,
Well,
I'm coming
okay.
out. I'm coming out,
Yeah.
John. That's not stuck
Oh,
anymore.
you are. Sorry. D5, H5.
That's when we need to probably, from what I can tell, switch our plan. But I don't know how winning that is. So isn't it possible, John, that actually after all I'm in doozy and we need to play King G3 rook up and then D5?
Yes, yeah. That move order.
For I feel very guilty for leading you to the wrong track. I realized that I should stop that and do the right thing. Yeah, and now this is trapped.
Yeah.
Splendid. Alrighty, John. Time for us to call it a day, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to have you back. It's awesome that all is well and things are looking good. Chess is looking good.
Yeah, everything's good for me. I'm lucky.
I'm going to have a look at that English attack with you one more time, very thoroughly, because that variation needs a bit of love. Because from what I recall from the last 6 to 10 games, we got out of theory. We thought we were worse. We sacked the piece. Didn't work. We lost.
No, can I tell you something quickly, Andrew? So there's one of these new links that I found where you can put your games from lichess in, and it analyses your opening.
Yeah.
And when I play, so I put all my games in since January at the classical.
Yep.
Yeah. And when I play white against E5 and get into a normal Rilo Pez,
Yeah.
I'm playing at about 2290, 2300.
Yep.
And when I get into an open Sicilian, I'm playing about 2000.
Yeah, but that doesn't surprise me at all. I could have told you that myself.
No, it doesn't surprise me. But I'm getting killed in these lines. I'm not understanding them at all.
Yeah, well, remember, John, what I told you that when we basically revamped your whole entire repertoire, I did tell you that the Open Sicilian is going to be the most painful and the most difficult journey of all. Because in the Open Sicilian, if you don't play the best moves constantly, you are instantly on the back foot.
Yep.
It's not the London. Like, you don't get away with mediocre moves and the structure will hold it forever for you. And you always have a chance to survive. No, you constantly have to strike the iron while it's hot. And if you do that, you win. If you don't, you lose. There is no middle ground. Or very limited. And it constantly requires you to play accurate moves in a row. And accurate in this case equals more often than not to extremely aggressive and very much to the point types of moves. But I think your struggle mostly comes from the Najdorf and those variations that initiate instant fight and actually require you
Yeah.
to take the fight to them before they bring it to you, because lines like the Sveshnikov, the Maroczy bind, some that are a little bit more positional in nature, you seem to be pretty good with.
Uh-huh. Okay, well, I'm more with you. Yeah, we need to look at those. Yeah.
Yeah, so the statistics just really confirm what we already knew, but once again, we expected that too, so it's not like it's bad news, it's just expected news.
I was quite surprised how big the difference was. But anyway, yeah, we need to look at it.
Well, I think, John, to be perfectly fair, you looked at your best and your worst.
Yeah.
And obviously, when you are looking at your best and your worst, probably the difference is quite sharp.
Uh-huh. It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah. What that means, John, really is that you are capable of playing 2300 level chess when you are in your comfort zone. So what we need to do now is to expand your comfort zone.
Right. So
that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I'm all for that. That'd be great.
Alrighty. So on that note, sir, I will let you go now, and then we're going to lock in this time for the future. And I look forward to seeing you in a week's time.
Yeah, me too, Andrew. All the best.
All right. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.